That is not the. I'm using a two different. Hema, I'm using the two different systems when I'm dealing with this. I'm not using the same system when we are dealing with the things where in the demo class and over here also. I'm using a two different systems. So I don't think so that will be a problem from my system, because that is my corporate level system, like a professional one. This is the one I'm having, which is configured according to the Naresh ID. I don't know, like what is the problem you are facing with the system now. Coming to the blur is that's purely because of the internet, not the this one. And noise for the video, I'm not sure about that, because these two are two different. Here there is a different mic and there's a different mic over there. There's a different system over here. There is a different system over there. Altogether different laptop I'm using it. You can see the infrastructure over there. Let's see. I will check it out. What is the problem? I will talk to some people over here and see that. Yeah, you can send the screenshot. That's not a problem at all. But the problem is, here we will be, I'm having a demo display over here directly on the screen. I'm having a display. Yeah, you're doing it, but I don't know, like I'm not having, is the same problem you are facing in the video? I don't think so, Hema, like not seeing the class, not the seeing the class. I'm asking about the video, recorded video. Okay, not a problem. I will look into that. I will check it out. I will check it out. I will check it out on that. Now, this type of data are of two types. One is a fundamental data type. Second one is a sequential data type. First one is under the fundamental data type, we have the integers, float, complex, bool, string will be coming in this. Now, what is the sequential data type? Sequential data type is list, tuple, set, dictionary, all these things. Now, I said it very clearly on that day that the sequential data types are called as, also called as पढ़ने के लिए नहीं बोला था मैं पढ़ने के लिए नहीं बोला था చదువుమని చెప్పలేదు నేను compound data type, sorry, not compound data type, and collection data type. They are also called as data structures. They are called as data structures, guys. This is a very important terminology. Okay. Now, what are the properties of the fundamental data type? చదవద్దు తెలుస్తే చెప్పు గుంజుకొని చెప్పిస్తా. What is the properties of the fundamental data type, guys? Immutable. Immutable. Second one? Yes. Second one ఏంది? Second one, second property. Yeah, the variable holding the same value will referring to the same memory location. Okay? पहले बोलना था वो. Okay, first one is, second one is, the variable holding the same value will be referring to the same memory location. Okay, immutable and variable holding the same value refers to same memory location. Okay, clear? These are the two properties, guys. Now, You should know this. Okay, you should know that. Now, next one is like under the sequential data type. What is a sequential data type? What is a sequential data type? First of all, I said it. There are 2 points I said it about the sequential data type. What is that? Huh? Yes. So first is it can store multiple values. Okay. Second is all these multiple values are stored in a series of internal memory location. Series of internal memory location. Okay. Remember these points, guys. Okay. Whenever I am asking, I should get that answers. Now, what that mean is over here, and here it can store multiple heterogeneous values. I have to use it. Heterogeneous values. Okay, we talk about this all. Now we have done with this one. We have done with this part. Okay, now we are going to look into this one. Now see, string comes in the both. As I told you, string will have the properties of fundamental data type and as well as sequential data type, both. So that's the reason why I put it on. Now some people will be using exclusively say that they are into the sequential data type. Don't get confused, because they are correct from their point of view and we are correct from our point of view, because that is having the both. Okay. Now here, how a sequential data type will be looking like. Okay. Now it will be holding a series of multiple values. Heterogeneous values means lista. Heterogeneous. Lista. Heterogeneous पूछ रहा हूँ, list नहीं. Heterogeneous. Different data types. When the data types are different types are used, they are called as heterogeneous. Now, opposite of this one is homogeneous means. Example of homogeneous. Homogeneous sequential data type. Array, yeah, array is the one. Now we don't have the array in this. The NumPy is having the array. Okay, in the Python we don't have it. Now heterogeneous means different values of different data types. Values of different data types. Okay. Now homogeneous means same data type. Now let's talk about this one. Now how the data will be stored is, if you are taking it something like this, I'm having 10 apples. Okay, 10 apples. Our cost is maybe around 230 or 235.50. 0.50. Now, is there different data types? What are the different data types we have it? Integer, string, and float. Integer, string, and float. And they are stored in a series of internal memory location, right? They are stored in a series of internal memory location. Can you see this? Okay. Now this part is one internal memory. This part is a second, and this part is a third. Now, how to identify them? How to identify this internal memory location? By indexing. By indexing. That is, this one is 0. This one is 1. This one is 2. This is from left to right, guys. This is from left to right. From here to here, it is 0, 1, and 2. Now, if I give a name to this one, like this can be anything, I'm giving a name as A. Now, if I want to get the apple, A of 1, I will do it. This will get me the apples over here. Okay. Now, if I use the A of 2, 30.50 you will be getting it. Okay. Now, this is called from left to right. This is called as positive indexing. There is another option is there with the Python that is called as negative indexing. Okay, that is negative indexing will be, let me take it a bit up, this one. Yes. Now, if this is a negative, okay, now the negative indexing from right to left, it will be from this direction, this direction. This starts from -1, -2, and -3. Now the apple can be extracted in the two ways. How we will be doing the apple? A of -2 or A of 1. Both the ways I can do it. When I do it, I will get the apples. Now, we talked about the importance of the negative indexing very detailedly while dealing with the strings. Strings, like we dealt with the indexing and slicing. So this is the one which is, okay. Now, this is all about the sequential data type. Now, there is a term I used over here. What is this? What do you mean by data structure? Okay. Sorry. What is the data structure? Collection. So someone said it, collection. What is the data structure, guys? I told you. Ashok. Suraj. What is data structure? It's a, okay, a very intelligent answer. What is a container? What is the purpose of the container? That's correct. What you said is correct. Variable is a container. Variable is a container. The variable is a data structure. What do you speak about? నాకు అది కాదు, నేను అడిగిన దానికి ఆన్సర్ చెప్పు. ఊరుకోరా, నేను అడుగుతున్నా మరి ఎందుకు దుక్కుతున్నా మధ్య. Yeah, tell me. So variable is not a container. Huh? So what is a container then? So why they are called as a container? Variable also can store value. Variable will not store the value. Variable refers to the memory location. It will not store the value. Okay. Now, it is a way of organizing the data. No, Dave, I'm going to tell you. So what is a data structure is, see, a container, what is said is perfectly right. It is a container. Container means it will hold the data only. And as I said it, there is a major difference between a range function and a list. What is the difference? Yesterday I told you. No, in a class. Sadhu. What is the, I said it, what is the range will do? What is the list will do? It holds the values. It holds the values. Okay, the difference between them is range will generate the values and list will hold the values. List is a container. It is not having the power to generate the values. Remember that it will not have the power to generate. But you know, the sequential data type all are called as containers, and which stores the values. Now, what is a major purpose? Why they are called as data structures means, see, whenever you want to do any data manipulation, what do you mean by data manipulation? These are new terms. I don't know, like you people know it or not. What is data manipulation? Manipulation means changing. Okay, changing. Data manipulation means when you are changing the data. Now, where actually data will be stored? Where the data will be stored? Data will never store in container. We will be using the keeping in the container for some time. Where actually the permanently data will be stored? Database. Simple. Database. I told you the data will be always stored permanently in the database. Now in the database, there is a data is there. That is a permanent. Remember that. That is a final copy. What is there is a final. If you lose that, you lost it. Khatam. There's no way of getting that. Or unless we have a backup. Okay. Now, if you want to do the manipulation in that data, or you want to delete some columns from that data, then what you'll do? You will do it directly on database. What are you going to do? Take a copy of that. And when you take the copy of that, you are going to keep that, get that in your program. Now, you don't know the SQL. Just think that you don't know the SQL. You don't want to do the manipulation directly on the database. You want to get the data to your program. Your program is Python. Okay, you are writing the code in the Python. You are getting the data from the database into the Python, right? So in Python, data is stored in database. Now I want to do the manipulations in my program. Now the data should be held somewhere, right? We have to hold the data. To hold that data, we are going to use the data structures. Okay, data structures is a place which holds the data during the execution time. It is a container which holds the data during the execution time, and life of the data structure will be as long as the program is executing. Once the program execution is done, then it is done. It is deleted completely. It is deleted, guys. Okay. So data structure is a container which holds the data during the execution time, program execution time. Just this is a question they will be asking, guys. All right. Data structure is a container which holds the data during execution time. During execution time. Execution is program execution time. I'm talking about program execution time. Life of the data structure will be as long as the program is executing. Once the program execution is done, then it is done. Program. As long as the program is executed. Once it is done, then you should be very careful with that. Now, the examples of the data structures are list. Dictionary. Okay, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. Clear? Any questions, guys? Now, this is nothing but the same thing only. Just I'm showing you from a different prospect. So there may be like very important questions may come up over here is what is a sequential data type? Second one is like, you know, what is a data structure? These are the questions you may get it over here. Okay. Now, let's see that what is a list. Okay. See, again, I told you there is a different ways of learning the things. We will go with a systematic way. Okay. Now, list is again, what it is a container which holds the heterogeneous values or if you're not interested in keeping the word container, you can say that list is an object which can hold the multiple heterogeneous values stored in a series of memory locations. Go, dictate कर रहा हूँ. फिर उसके बाद फिर से बताना. It is an object or you can use a container, guys, anything. The object, you can call anything in the Python 3.x as an object. That is the best way to refer anything which you are not comfortable with. If you don't know what to speak about there, you can use the object. That's the best way. So it is an object which can store multiple heterogeneous values which store in series of internal memory location separated by comma. Now it is an object or a container which can store the multiple heterogeneous values which stores in a series of memory locations separated by comma. Okay. Now each this value is called as an element. Okay. Henceforth, whenever we are talking about element, means what that means? It is a one value inside the sequential data type. So each value inside, or individual values, I will say, that would be the best one. Values inside the list is called as, or is referred as element. Now these are the programming terminologies which is mandatory, guys. You have to know it. There's no other option. And again I'm saying it, please speak it out. Please speak it out. Now this is a very good platform, like you're having around 20 people, you can speak it out. This will build up a lot of confidence in you. And if you want to become a data scientist, definitely you have to give the presentation. Remember that. Definitely you have to give the presentation. And your presentation will be very, very effective when you are using all the professional terminologies. Okay. Now, most of the time, no need of selling a story over there. You will be using this professional terminology. That is enough for them while giving the presentation. Okay. Now each element. Now this is what is a list. Now what are the properties of the list? Now how it look like? And okay, separated by comma and enclosed in square brackets. Enclosed in square brackets. Okay, so you can see that it is an object which can store the multiple heterogeneous values which store in a series of, or which can hold. Sorry, I know that you are writing in the book. I can change it, but you can't change it. Okay. Now it is I'm making it very effective so that it is easy for you to remember. Hold multiple heterogeneous values which store in series of internal memory locations separated by the comma and enclosed in the square brackets. Now how it will be? See this. It holds the multiple heterogeneous values. 1, A, and PM, and I'm giving the salary as 45,676 or 896. This is the salary is being given. Now these are multiple heterogeneous values separated by comma, guys, separated by the comma and enclosed in the this is the way I remember the definition. Okay, first, multiple heterogeneous values which are stored in the internal memory location and separated by the comma and enclosed in the square brackets. Okay. Now, let's talk the features of the list. First one is it can hold heterogeneous values. values, multiple heterogeneous values it can hold. Okay, just try to remember the things from here. Only thing is that you have to remember only the list, and rest of all will be connected with the list. Okay, now second one is it is mutable. Mutable means changeable. What do you mean by changeable? We can change, yeah, we can change that one values in the same memory location. Now, next one is duplicates are allowed. Okay. Now, the third one is order. Order is preserved. Remember this, when the order is preserved, then automatically the indexing is possible. When the indexing is possible, the slicing is possible. Okay. And also you can do the nesting, guys. These all are interconnected. Now I'm going to tell you what is this order is preserved. How the order is preserved is connected with the indexing. How the indexing is connected with the slicing. Okay. Now, first one is we know that multiple heterogeneous values. We have done it. Now it is mutable. Mutable means it is changeable. You can delete it, or you can add a new value, or you can replace the existing value. All the things you can do it over here. Now this is very, very flexible. List is very, very flexible. Now when you see the tuple or set from the list prospects, when the list is having some restrictions, that is nothing but tuple and the set. Okay, you will see this. Now, and all these things, all the data structures or databases, remember this, guys, all the data structures or databases move around CRUD operations. What are these CRUD operations? Please try to remember the CRUD operations of that particular one. Automatically you will be doing it. How to read, how to create, how to update, and how to delete it. Okay, now that is what it is over here. No, that is not that. I'm talking about the indexing. I'm talking about the indexing. Now you are talking about the original location of the Saujanya. You are talking the original location of that particular value. Okay, when I'm talking about series of memory location means the instance of the original value will be kept side by side over here. Now this 10 original value will be different, original location will be different, and the Apple original location will be different, and A also original location will be different. So they will be different located they are like. Okay, when we are getting it over here, we are placing it just side by side. Okay, now what is a duplicates? You know that duplicates are allowed. The duplicate values are allowed in this. Now what is the order is preserved? Now the order is preserved is that the basic nature of the container is it will hold the data. It will hold data structure. Basic nature is it will hold the data. It will not generate the data. Okay. Now, when it is holding the data means where you will get the data inside that, you have to put it inside that, right? So when a container is there, it will hold the data means it will not generate the data. It will hold the data means how you will get the data inside that? You have to put the data inside that. Yes. When you put the data, in which order you will put it, right? Now you put the first one value, second value you put it, third value you put it. If that order is preserved, that input order is preserved, then it is called as order is preserved. Now just example. Now I don't know all of your names. Okay, I know the table numbers. Just see this. I sent each and every person and I said that you sit over there, you sit over here, you sit over here. Like that, I kept it. I remember your faces and I remember your bench numbers. When you are sitting in the bench, in the relevant bench, when I'm sitting outside, I can ask the person to call sitting in the bench 3 or bench 2 or seat number 4, because I know that which place you are sitting in. I can easily call you. But if I send you inside and you are all are sitting in a different location, then how I will get it? I don't know your name. Then actually manually I have to get inside and I have to find you where you are, right? That is the order. Now, when I'm sending in a particular order, people are sitting in that same order. That is what is called as order is preserved. The order is preserved. Once I send the people and you are not sitting as you like it, you are just moving around, then it will be different. Okay. That is the time. Like in the movies, they will be giving you an order. Okay. An order of going on sitting over there. You have to follow the order. Then only they will know that how many seats are vacant, which position they are vacant. Otherwise, it is very difficult for them to find it out, right? The same way here, when you are now container basic nature is holding the values. Remember that. Remember that the container list is a container or a data structure. The basic nature is it will hold the value. Okay. Now, in order to hold the value over here, what we are going to do it, we have to put the value inside that. When you put the value, the order should be preserved. Then it is called as order is preserved. That is, in other words, you can put it as input order is preserved. Now, when the order is preserved, then only you can go with the indexing. Otherwise, you can't go with the indexing, because when you don't know where the value is, then it is very difficult to go with the indexing. You don't know which position the value will be there. Okay. So this is very important. When the order is preserved, then only you can do the indexing. When the indexing is possible, then only you can do the slicing, because you know that slicing can be done with the help of indexes only. Okay. So indexing should be possible and slicing should also be possible if the order is preserved. And nesting is nothing but you will be having a nested list. One list will be having another list inside that. Okay. Clear, guys? This is a basic nature. Now let's see this, how to create a, now first we will see the create. Now let's start with a very much like empty list. How to create an empty list? This is the empty list creation. This is the list. Now the other way is like, now if you want to convert anything into the int, what is the function? Huh? What is the function to convert anything into int? Int. Right? What is the function to convert into string? str. Okay. Function. I'm talking about the function. Okay. Now, what is the function to convert into the list? List function. Simple. It's list function. So there is a list function will be there if you are using this is a list function, guys. So if anything you want to convert into the list, you will use the list function. But if you are using an empty list, that will create an empty. Now this is like this you are giving. This will create an empty list. So these are the two ways we are going to create an empty list. This is the first list and this is the second empty list. Okay. This is the way we are going to create it. Now there is one, how to create. Now we are going to do this one after the other. Now how to create a list with the values inside that. Yeah, perfect, Dev. That's what it is. Now when you want to create a list with the values inside, okay, with the values inside. So first one is manually entering. How you'll do it? You just create a list. Just now we did it over here, right? Where is that list? Yeah, this is a list. I entered the values inside this. Okay. This is the way I can create it. Manual list is this one. Second one is entering the values automatedly. Okay. Entering the values automatedly. What do you mean by automated? Huh? By itself. Yeah, by itself. We are not going to do it over there. Directly it will be creating the list. Either you will be taking the values from the user, you will create a list, or you will be generating the values from the for loop. Or in this, definitely we will use a for loop, guys. We will use a for loop and we will be generating the list. I'll write it. We'll use for loop to create list. Now the last one is with the help of list function. List function. What is a list function? This is the list function. Why I'm saying this is, now if I have it a value A is equals to India over here. Okay, what is this? What is data type? String type. If I'm doing list of A, then what will happen? It will convert into list. How it will convert? It will take each and every value of this string and it will create it as a elements of the list. Each and every value or each and every character of the string, and it will create the elements of the list. Now it will become something like this. I, comma, and sorry, quotes, you can take it. I, N, D, I, A. Now quotes are there. Just imagine that the quotes are there. Here it is. I, comma, N, comma, D, I, A. Like this, it will be there. Okay. Automatically, it will be converting this one into this one. Clear, guys? So these are the three ways you can create this. So we have seen the C over here, right? We have done with the C. What is the R? Read. How to read the values from the list? Indexing. Simple. How to do it? Using the indexing. You just use the indexing and read the data from the list. So reading can be done with the help of indexing. Now, these two are pretty important for us. That's why I'm just finishing off these things. So you can use the slicing. Okay, you can use the slicing or you can use the indexing. Anything you can use it over the list. Perform the read means you can do it with the help of indexing and slicing. Now indexing, we are having two types. That is a positive indexing. Second one is negative indexing. And the slicing is, the slicing, we are going to extract the substring from the main string, but that definition will be changed over here. When you want to extract multiple values from the list, then we will use the slicing over here. Values from list, we use the slicing. Okay, guys, clear? Any questions? Now we can do it on both the ways. Like we can do it with the PyCharm, and if someone wanted to try with the Colab or Jupyter Notebook, it is the same. Whichever one you can try it out. It's not a problem. So is it clear, guys? Now I told you what are the important questions we will be asking about. What is first one is the data structure. Definitely they will be asking you the data structure. That is a question. And I told you how to remember that and how to go with the things. Okay. This is any questions till now? Great. Now there are two ways you will be doing it, guys. We are going to see it. Whenever you want to perform some manipulations. Okay, whenever you want to perform the manipulations, there will be a list. Object specific functions will be there. Here the object is list. List specific functions will be there. Some will be a traditional way of doing it. Traditional way of doing it. I strongly recommend you to go with the traditional way. If you don't know the functions, forget about that. No problem about that. But if you are able to do it the traditional way, I'm going to show you the traditional way. Now, like for example, if you want to do it a delete, okay, there is a DEL is there. You use the DEL, that will work with the strings, that will work with the list, that will work with the tuple, that will work with the sets, that will work with the dictionary, NumPy, pandas, TensorFlow, everywhere it will work. But there will be something called as POP. POP will also remove it. That is a list specific function, or maybe not the tuple, set specific functions will be there, or something like. You can't use them in NumPy pandas. So I will tell you which one you have to remember, which one. If you are forgetting, no problem about that. If you remember, that's good. If you are forgetting, also no problem, according to me from my data science prospects. Okay. Now, let's go with this. Okay, we will do the list. Now, inside this, we are going to do the list. Empty. How to create an empty list? So I said it two ways to create it. First one is, like I will say it, A is equals to, now empty square brackets. This is an empty list. Now print A and print type of A. Okay, when we do it, then you will be getting it the list over here. सूरज सिंह, वो क्यों याद कर रहा? सनत, मालूम है? फोन करने के लिए बोल, व्हाट्सएप थोड़ी ना है ये. Now next one, B is equals to list of, this is also called as, now print B, print type of B. Okay, like this. Clear? Now, if you see this, these are the two ways we are going to create the list. Now, this is important, guys, to know that if you want to put the data into the list, so you should have created the list over here like this. Okay, you can create an empty list, or like this, you can do it, any list. Okay, now let's see that how to create the normal list. Okay, now I will write it down. First way is manually entering. Now the people who want to write this, let me open it up. Here is a code, guys, if you want to write down. Okay, now this is a code. Now if the list with data in, okay, now see that list I'm giving, L1 is a list, I'm keeping it inside this 111, and here I'm giving A, and here I'm giving it like 34.5. Okay, this is a list where I'm entering the data into that. Manually, I'm entering the data into this. This is called as a hard coded, like we are going hard coded values into this. Now, if I print it, see this, guys, L1 and print type of L1. L1. Now, this will, the order how I gave it, first I gave 111, A and 34 float. Okay, the order will be preserved over here. You see, the order is preserved. There's no change in the order. Now you may ask me, is there any way that order will be changed? Yes. Now you take it this one. Okay, I'm going to take it as S1. Okay, now if I print it S1, and I will print type of S1. See, I will write it some more over here. A and 0.25 or 35, something like this. Okay, the 4 values are there over here. Now let me run this one. Now see this. Order is changed. The order in which I entered and order is changed. Now don't try to analyze how it is changing, because it will take a different mechanisms each and every time. Okay, so don't waste your time on that. Just take it like set will not, this is a set will not store the input order. So when the order is not preserved, then indexing is not possible. You can't do the indexing over here, and slicing is also not possible. Okay guys, now this is the one way of creating the list. The second way of creating the list is, now if I have it like string 1 is equals to, I am giving a welcome. Now I want to convert this one into list. Now S1 S list of, I'm using the function list of str1, and I will put it as L2. Okay, and I will copy them. L2. L2. Now if you do this, see how it is converted. The string has been converted into the list. The type is equals to list again. So it will extract the multiple values, and it will multiple characters, whatever the characters are there, it will extract and put it as an element. Now what happens if I am giving a integer? Integer also converted. You are asking me a question? I'm expecting an answer, not a question again. Tell me. What will happen? Error? Error? Integer only. Here you are saying the string variable name. I'm saying my question is, if I'm giving an integer over here, what will happen if I'm giving an integer over here like this? If I'm giving an integer, what will happen when I'm trying to convert it? Error? List is only, list function can convert into the list only the iterables. Iterables means the sequential data types only. It can convert anything into the list format when the other value is a sequential data type. It can't convert an integer. Now, if I'm putting it like this, what will happen? It will convert, because this is a sequential data type. Usually sequential data types are iterables, right? Iterables. Now this can be converted very clearly. It can be converted. No problem about that. Okay, guys, this is an MCQ. Okay, now the third one, we are going to see that one later, like how to enter the values into the list or something like that. Because for that, we need to know another function. We are going to see it. Okay, just keep this one. Two ways. This is the first way and this is the second way. Second method. And this is the first method. Okay. Now, third method, we are going to see it. For that, we should know a function called as append. Clear? Okay, guys. Now, let's go with the next one. What is the next one? Sorry, I removed that. Your people were writing it. Finished? Okay, that we have created the list. Now we have done with this one. Almost we have done with the create. Only the, if we wanted to do it with the for loop, I will show you. For that, we should know the append. Now reading the data. I want to read the data from the list. How to read the data? By using indexing or. Now let's create it. Read list. I'm keeping the name as read list. Now I'm having a list over here. I'm just converting the list. I'm having a string one, and I'm giving it as apple, red, green, 10, 10, and we are having the rate as maybe 234.5. Okay, now this is now this I want to convert into list. How? List of, or another way, another way of converting this string into the list. Split. Have you done it? Split str1 dot split of str1 a string specific function. So this will be converting this one into list based on the spaces. If I give it L1 is equals to, now this is another way of converting, I'm saying it. This is a list. Now what is the difference between the list of str1 and str1 dot list? Yeah, if I'm using this way, guys, str1 dot, list dot str1, what it will do is like it will take each and every character of the string and put it as an element of the list. Whereas in this case, it is splitting the string based on the delimiter, and converting into the list. So this print L2. Now all our list, you know that I'm not writing type over here. Now you see the difference. Clear? Now, now how to find out how many elements are there in the list? How to find out how many elements? Elements means values, right? Elements. So how to find out? Yeah. Length. But length is in the string, right? Length count. Count aim count just. At least which one? Length. And just a question, Arina. You said it correct. What he said is correct. But my question was, that is, we used it in the string also, right? I said it. That's it. He shifted. So length is the function. str or L1, L2, you take it. It will give us the how many characters are there inside this. Now, why? Now the question may come up over here. That's what I used it specially. Let me clarify the doubt over here. 24 characters are there. Now, if in this case, how many will be there? Print length of L1, right? This case, it will be coming up. See this, guys. This is a function, right? Which this function can be used with string, only with string. You can't use it with a list. Okay. This is a string specific function. Remember that the functions will be, the built-in function will be two types. One will be a object specific function and second one will be a generic function. Object specific means this one. What is this? Specially used whenever the string, this is applicable only for the strings. Okay, you can't use it wherever you like. Whereas length is there. Length is a function. It is a generic function which is applicable on each and every sequential data type. Whatever the sequential data type is, you can apply it. The one more generic function, Haji. What is one more generic function? Max. Kal bol rahe the. You're saying it right. Yesterday you used the word max, get the max, or min. You said it. I asked you how to get the maximum value or something. You said it like do the max function. Okay. The max is a one more function, guys, which tells us the maximum value inside this. Min is another generic function which tells the minimum value inside this. Now, can I get the maximum value inside this? No. But it a two the other. Two ASCII code untada. Sure. Okay. Now, if you take it over here, L2, if I'm printing it over here, now print max function is a generic function, guys. What it will do, it will give us the maximum value. Remember that it will give us the maximum value. Min is the, again, one more generic function which gives us the minimum value, Now, if I'm saying that if I'm going to run this one, I didn't give the L1, L2, sorry. What happened? It's not printing anything. Space. It took the space as a minimum value. Okay. It took the space over here. We have the space inside this. Can you see this? There is a space is there. Now, if you take it the L1 over here, then you will get it. So, got it? Clear, guys? Now you will be getting it. Yeah, the numbers is also having the ASCII values. And how many numbers? But how many numbers will be there? There are like infinite numbers, right? But how we can assign an ASCII value? How we can assign the ASCII value? Cheshnanga. 0 to 9 only. There are only 10 characters. 0 to 9. Whatever number you take it, that will be a combination of those. Only that 10 characters will be having the ASCII values. Now, if you are saying 11 means that is considered as 1 and 1, just like AA. Okay, how you do it AA, like that, it will be considered as 1 and 1. Remember that. Okay, now these are a generic functions, guys. Max, min, this will be applicable for all. Now, whenever the easy way to remember is if you take it an function which is a object specific. Now, list functions, you want to see it. Use the dot, you will get all the list functions. Okay. Now, whatever the list functions are there, we will be seeing it over here. Now, generic function, how it will be means like this. First, you use the function. Inside that, you put the object over there like this. Okay. Try to understand the difference between them. There is a generic functions will be there and specific, object specific. Object specific will be with dot and function comes means that is an object specific. And within the function, if you put on the object, that is a generic function. Remember that. Okay, those generic functions will be applicable for all the sequential data type. Okay, guys. Now let's read the data from here. Now we have done it enough. I will just comment this one. We don't want this. This is something too much for us. Now, hope it is clear for you. Whatever I said, this is very important to understand the fundamentals of the list. Because you knowing the list and knowing the tuple, knowing that once you know the list, tuple and set will be very easy. Very, very easy. And one more, the dictionary is again, it's a bit complicated to understand it, but it's okay. Now, it's not so difficult. iterate the alphabets means you can iterate anything, Amitabh. It's not only the alphabets, you can iterate it on anything. Even the numbers also. Only thing is that numbers should be in the string format. Now guys, let's see this. I'm getting the list over here. Now my list is like this. Send the code to me. I will let you know. Send the code to me, to my email ID, or you can take a picture and send it to me on my WhatsApp. I will let you know. Okay. Now, I want to get the apple over here. This is the one. Or red. I want to get it. Red apple. So how I will get it? L1 of. So let me write it. L1 of 1. You will be red apple is 1. Red. Sorry, not apple. Red. Now this is what you will be doing it. And people who are confused with this one, this is getting the red. Okay. Now this print is, nature is to print the data onto the screen. So I'm combining both of them to get the data onto the screen. Okay, clear? Okay, now if I'm not doing this means it doesn't mean to say that it is not working. It is working. Okay, this is working over here. This is getting the, it's getting the red. Only thing is that we are not displaying it onto the screen. You can store it in a variable or you can put it later on. It's up to you. Whatever way you want to do it, it's up to you. Okay. Now, this is what I'm getting it from the red. Now I want to get it red, green, 10. Now, in order to get the 10, what way I can do it? 10 means print L1 of -3. 3 కదా 3 ఉంది ఎందుకు మైనస్ లో పోతున్నావు 3 రాదా 3 వెళ్తా మరి ఎందుకు మైనస్ मालूम है भैया आपको मालूम है now 10 okay now the other way is -3 -2 the other one is -2 you can use it okay if you want to do it you can do the -2 guys now let's do it I want to get it red green and 10 red green and 10 in the reverse order చెప్తావా you're giving the answer in reverse అన్నా కదా I wanted red green and 10 in the reverse order minus print మంచి ఆలోచించుకో ఇవన్నీ కాదు నాకు ఆన్సర్ చెప్పు -2 to వస్తుందా రాదా కోలన్ పెట్టా పెడతా కోలన్ దాని టెన్షన్ తీసుకో ఇప్పుడు వస్తుందా ఏం రావాలి L1 ఆఫ్ అదొకటి చెప్తాడు L1 ఆఫ్ ఓకే L1 ఆఫ్ -2 to ఇప్పుడు వస్తుందా -1 పెట్టానా ఇక్కడ పై అని చెప్పని కొంచెం పైసలు వస్తాయి నిజం నెక్స్ట్ -1 పెట్టాలా ఓకే గ్రేట్ -1 so we are going to get it from 2 to this one right 2 3 4 and we are giving one number more right so yeah perfect right now the nature is the slicing will be taking the 3 values now the indexing the people just quickly reviewing guys okay L1 this is index this is called as square bracket is called as off Okay, of. It will take one value if you are giving indexing. If I am giving it -3, then it is coming down from the right side towards the left side, counting from -1, -1, -2, and -3. What will be the value coming up? Green over here. Okay, green. Now I want to get it. Okay, let's do this. Green, we are going to get it. Clear? Now, if I want to get the multiple values, the restriction of the list indexing is you can get only one value. Okay, leave that advanced indexing. If someone knows, just ignore it. As of now, let's go with the list. The indexing will extract only one value. Okay, if you want to extract multiple values from a list, then what we have to do? We have to go with the slicing. Now, slicing in the same square brackets, we will be having three parts. This one is a starting, this one is the ending index, and this one is the step. Okay, starting index, ending index, and step. Okay, guys. Now you know the importance of this. Which one is more important in this? 3. Step is very important. Remember that. It changed the direction. Now this step is, based on this you will be. Now what is the base core point about the step? If the positive step is there, what is the base point? Thumb rule. Start what? Start what? Start. Starting index should be which one? When it is minus or positive? Starting will be lesser than the ending index. Now, if it is -1, starting index should be greater than the. Otherwise, error. Otherwise, error. It will give the error. Otherwise, no. It will not give the value. That's it. It will not give the error. Remember that, guys. When you are giving this thing up and down, it will not give the error. It will just give an empty list. Okay. Now, if I'm changing this one, like here 5 I gave it and here 2 I gave it. Okay. Now, what will happen? It will not give us an error. It will just give us empty list. Okay. Empty list it is going to give us. Clear, guys? Hope it is clear. Now we have done it very detailedly. Whole class we spent on that day. So I think that you should be comfortable with that. Now, please be prepared with that, because that would be the one we would base for your NumPy and Pandas, guys. And also dictionary. I'm saying it before itself. Dictionary, list are the very important for your base for your. Okay. Any questions on this? Clear? So we can extract using the slicing. Clear? Sure. Huh? Okay. Yeah, today, if anyone wanted to have this backup on this, I'm going to take up the backup for this, because I will not take, because the data science, I think that those students did turn up. So we will be having a quick backup on the indexing and slicing, if anyone wanted to be there as a part of this. Okay. Now we have done the reading, guys. Okay. Because I'm having a very strict deadline, so I'm going out to push it off the things. I don't have enough time. So we will be having, after the class, we will be having this slicing, and anyone wanted to attend, they can attend online also. Now the next one is, what is next one, guys? Now we will enter into something really exciting in the list. Now we have a list. Just think that. Now let's do the next thing is performing the update list. Now, if you see the CRUD operations, we have done it with the create and read. Reading we will be doing a lot of times, not to worry about. Now, the update is the one which is we are going to look at. Now, update is what? Now, this can be anything. We can delete a value from the list, or we can add a value into the list, or whatever or replace an existing value. So again, you should remember that list is mutable. Okay. Now, if you want to add, this is my list. Where is my list? Here. This is my list. Just take it, guys. This list, I want to add a value into this list. Okay. Now this list name, I'm giving it as A. Okay. Now I want to add a value into the list. Now I will say that if I want to add the value into the list after the list is created, I want to add it. There is a function called as append. Now this is a list specific function. What I mean by list specific function? List dot append, you have to use it. It works with only list. Now how you will do it? A dot append, and this will take single value only. It will take single value. The nature of the append is it will accept single value. Whatever value is given, that will be entered as a element of the list. Okay, that will be entered as an element of the list. Now in this, I'm going to give it like 100. What will 1000? Okay, 100. What will happen? The 100 will be entered into the list, but at the last. So it will take only one value, and that value will be entered as an element of the list and at the last. So after doing this, how it look like? Last, you will be having 100. Here, you will be having 100. Okay, clear? Now, how to find out this length? How to find out the length? Length of A. Okay, remember that. How to find out the length? This is the length of A. You will be getting the number. Okay. Now, so this is the way you can enter it. Now, you may ask me a question over here. A dot, I'm having A. A is a list. Append. And I want to enter inside this. Now, if you give the two values, guys, it will not accept. It will trigger an error. Now, if you're giving 200 and 300, if you give it, it will trigger an error saying that append is designed to accept only one argument. You are giving more than one. So what I will do it over here is, I will put this one in the list format. Now, if I do it, see this, what I'm doing it. What I wanted, I want to enter the two values. Okay. I want to enter the two values. But what the append will do, it will accept only one value. From the append prospects, it's only one object we are entering, that is the list. But according to us, we are sending the two values. But the nature of the append is, it will, whatever you are going to give it, this will be entered as an element of the list at the last. What is giving over here? This is the object, right? This as it is, it will be added over here as a nested list. That as it is, it will be added as a nested list. You can't enter directly as an element. Multiple values cannot be entered as an element. Remember that. Okay. Now let's see this one, guys. If I'm giving it A, I will take the same value, same list. Okay. I'm removing it. This is a list, right? So print A and type of A, guys. Now, if you are going to run this, you are going to get it as a list. No problem. Now, I want to add a value into this. A dot append. Now, what will happen? I will give it 100. So, this 100 will be added into the list. Is this the permanent change? Huh? It is permanent change. It is not a fundamental data type. It is permanent change. Remember that. When you are dealing with the strings, no, it is not a permanent change. This is a permanent change. If I'm printing it, I'm not going to get anything, guys. You see this? I will do this and then I will print it over here. Print A. Now, when I do this, you will get it list with 100. Okay. Now, if I'm doing a string over here, now string 1 is equals to, I'm giving it as hello. Now I want to convert this one into upper. Okay. When I do it upper, and what this will be, it is a permanent change. String will be a permanent change. Why? Why? It is a fundamental data type. String will never be a permanent change. Now, when I'm doing this, this is not a permanent change. Now you see, I will show you this. See, it is showing in the caps, but this is not a permanent change. When I printed the string again, so it will be the small case only, because that is the nature of the fundamental data type. You can't change it. But what is happening over here? It is taking the instance of the string and converting into uppercase and displaying us. But in this case, no, it is not happening like that. It is changing the list directly. If I give it, now I didn't give the print over here. Here I am doing it. Here I will do the print. What will happen, guys? What will happen? Huh? Yeah, Nazia, there is other option is there. I'm going to come down there. Huh? What will be the output, guys? Huh? Babu? Radhi, the error was antena? Anyone? Output ఏంది చెప్పు నాకు. వాల్యూస్ ప్లస్ 100 అంటే లిస్ట్ లోకి 100 వెళ్ళిపోతుంది అంటారు, అంటే అది డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది, ఏం డిస్ప్లే కాదు. అది కాదు, ఏమున్నాయని తీసుకుందామని పెట్టి కట్టి ఇది వచ్చిందా, ఏమైంది మాట్లాడను, అక్కడ చూడు ఫస్ట్, దాని గురించి చెప్పు. This is an interview question again. This is an MCQ, guys. What is happening over here? ఎందుకు వచ్చింది none? Why we got none? Anyone? See, in the first nature, when the string is there, right? Yeah, you have an answer? చెప్పు పర్లేదు, ఎవరు తెలియదు. Anyone? Bhai sahab, Ethiopia. No answer? So in this case, guys, you see, in this case, the original string is not changing. Original string is not changing. So what happens is, it will take a copy of the string. The upper will take a copy of the original value and it will apply the upper and it will throw out the value. It will give out the value. That value, I have to catch it in a variable or I can print it directly onto the screen. Okay, I can do it. But in this case, it is directly changing the value. It is directly changing. It is applying the value. It is directly putting the value inside this. It is not giving out. It is directly changing the list. It is putting the value into the list. It is not giving out. It is not taking an instance of that. It is directly doing the changes in the list. So it will not give out anything. That whatever change is done, that is a permanent change. That's what I said. This is a permanent change. Remember this. That's the reason why you will not get any value. It will not give out any value. Whenever the permanent change is done, there will be no value will be given out. Directly the changes will be applicable on the object. Now, when you will know that the permanent change is done or not, when you know the nature of the object. If the nature of the object is mutable, then that can be done a permanent changes. You will not get any value out of that. When the nature of the object is immutable, then you will get an output. It will give out the value. It will not change the original value. Remember that. Simply you have to remember is, if the object is mutable, mutable means changeable. Changeable means the changes will be directly applicable on the object and it will not return anything. That the object itself will have the change. Okay. When the object is immutable like this, immutable, when you are applying something like this, so what it will do, it will take the instance of the object. It will take the instance of the object. That is, instance means copy. It will take the copy of the object and it will do the changes over here and it will throw. Now, these will be helping you a lot in the MCQs, guys. MCQs will be the one. If you go for a big companies, they will put on all these questions. Okay. Now, these questions are really helpful for you when we are dealing. Now, remember that all our data science deals with data, and in the data 80+% is strings. So string operations you have to be strong with. Remember that. Okay, now you should understand the nature of the string. Okay, now you got it. Now what is the difference over here? Now here the permanent change is happening over here. Now what if I wanted to enter the multiple values? If I wanted to enter the multiple values, okay. Now this one I will not put it in the notes. It will become like a dictionary. Like I will not put all this explanation. Only some I will put it. The rest you write it. Okay. కహానీ అన్నట్టు ఇంటు నువ్వు మళ్ళీ వచ్చి మళ్ళా లేదు వస్తుంది అంటావు. దమ్ చేసుకో. నువ్వు 2 రోజులు రాలే బిందాస్ ఉండదు తెలుసా. ఎవరు వచ్చినా నాకు తెలియదు కానీ నువ్వు రాకపోతే తెలిసింది. Okay. Okay, guys, now let's come back. Now we want to enter the multiple values. Multiple values I entered over here. I tried entering the okay, let me do the multiple values over here. Now a dot append, I'm entering the multiple values. What are the multiple values? Now guys, please play with these things as much as possible. This will increase your knowledge and you will be playing with the strings in the future. Now I'm entering orange. Okay. Now what will happen this one? What is the nature of the append? Append will enter the, it will accept only one parameter, only one argument. And how many arguments I'm passing on over here, or how many values I'm passing on? One list. Only one object I'm passing on. And in that there are multiple are there. That is not, the append is least bothered about that. It is seeing that whether you are passing one object or not. What is that object? List. Only one object I am passing. This object as it is, it will take and dump it at the last. It will dump it at the last. Now here, now this is a permanent change. Again, remember that this is a permanent. It will not give us any output. So if I print it over here, what I'm going to get it? With nested list. Nested list. Now guys, how many elements are there in the list? Count చేయరా మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు వరుస్తున్నావు? అది అక్కడ చూడు ఒకసారి కౌంట్ చేయి ఏ ఉన్నాయి చెప్పు 5. కరెక్టే భయ్, దాని ఒకటే 1 ఎలిమెంటే తీసుకుందాం, అయినా కానీ 6 ఉన్నాయి. నేను ఇండెక్స్ దీంట్లో పోయి నన్ను దమ్ చేస్తున్నాను. సనత్ 6. Okay, there are 6 are there. Now what is the index of the first one? 0. What is the index of the last one? 5. And what is the value of the last one? What is the value I asked? Value. Cheppu. List. Okay. Now just see this guys. If you are facing any nested list, okay, nested list. Now if I'm saying it, I want to print the like float value. Float value is there, right? 45.896. What is the index over there? A of 3, right? A of 3. Clear guys? A of 3. Now when I am, what is the, how to extract this one? A of 3, right? Now if I want to print the nested list, A of -1 or great. A of 5, sorry, A of 5, I will write it. So what I am going to get it? Here. Okay guys. Now what? Now this is a list again. What is the name of the list of this one? Clear, right? What is the name of the list of this one? A of 5. Got it? A of 5. What is the list name over here? A. If I write A1, what is the name? A1. If I write A2, A2, right? Now, in the same way, whenever you have the nested list, guys, nested list, okay, that nested list, always what you do it that whatever the index is given over here to extract that nested list, consider that as a name for that nested list. Name for that nested list. Now, what is the name of this list? A of 5. Now, this is A of 5 list is having how many elements? What is the index of those elements? Now, if I want to get the orange, first give the name. What is the name? A of 5. Don't think that nested multi-indexing. Don't think all those things. Make it simple. What is the name? A of 5. Okay. Now, which one you want it? Orange. Orange is which index? 1. Give it 1 over here. That's it. Then you will get it. Okay. Clear, guys? Got it? No? Doubt? See, this is a nested list, right? Ona? This is an outer list. Outer list. Outer list law, there is a nested list is there. Okay. Now, if you want to extract this nested list, what is the index? A of 5. Okay. A of 5. Consider that A of 5 as a name of this nested list. So henceforth, whenever you want to refer to this nested list, you use it as A of 5. Okay. A of 5. Now that output is this one, it is coming. This list is having how many elements? 2 elements. Again, A of 5 is the name given to this list and it is having 2 elements. And what are the 2 elements over there? Apple and orange. What is the index? 0 and 1. Okay, guys, 0 and 1. Now, if I want orange, A of 5 will refer to this list, inner list, and 1 will refer to the orange. That's what I gave it over here. That's it. Clear? Just do that, you will be getting it. Okay. Now, I want to get it. Now, what is the type of this one? What is the type of orange? String hai na? Clear? Can we apply the indexing on the string? हाँ या नहीं? Diplomatic answer दे रहे हो यार. कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Okay. Now, what is this? This is a string, right? This is a string. Clear? Now, the name of the, now just take it, guys. If I am giving A or X is equals to orange over here. What is the name of the orange? X, right? X is a orange. Now, if I am giving it like this, or 5 over here. What is the name of the orange? Variable. Now I want to get the N over here. In the X, in the orange, I want to get the N. What is the indexing? X5 of N. 3. Okay? 3. 3 or 4? 3. Now, if I print it, what I'm going to get it? N. Now just forget about this one. I don't want this one. Now just see this. What are you going to get it? N over here. Okay. Clear? N we are getting it. Now if I want to get the G, -2, or you can use it like as per like whatever you want to get it. Okay. What is the name of the orange? What is the variable which is referring to the orange? X5. Now, in this case, just see this. In this case, I'm commenting all these things. We don't want all these things. Okay. Orange, we got it, right? Here we got the orange. From where we are getting the orange? Huh? A of 5 of 1. A of phi of 1 is giving us the orange over here. A of phi of 1 is the orange. Now, how we gave it as x phi over here, just think this A of phi of 1 as a orange name. Clear, guys? How we gave the x over here, x phi over here. What is the name of the orange, second orange? X phi, right? Now, in this case, what you do it is this A of phi of 1, you take it as a x of phi. Okay? Consider. Now, if this is the name given to this orange, okay? Now, how to get the G or N? Of 3. This is the name. Put on of 3. That's it. And you will get the N. You see this? Print A of, again guys, don't look them as a nested indexing or multi-level indexing or something like that. Please don't look at that one. Again, you will be completely lost if you're going to look at like that. Now, this one is A of phi and A of 1 and 3. That's it. This is referring to orange. This is referring to orange. And for that orange, I am giving the index 3. That's it. Okay. You should get the N over there. See, I got it. Clear, guys? Okay. Now, this is the way the nested things will be working on. Please work it on this. This is very, very important. Okay. Now, I want to enter the multiple values directly as a elements. Now, here it was not taking as an element, right? I want to enter the multiple values as an element of the list. Now, what I mean is when I give this way apple and orange, apple and orange should be like this, not as a nested list. I wanted them to be an element of the list, not as a nested list. So how I will do it? I will having a function called as extend. Extend is a function which is used to enter the multiple values into the list as an element. Okay. Now, let me comment this. You will be able to understand this one, right? Or you want me to clean up the code? Question. You can understand this one, right? No problem, right? Just uncomment it and then try to do it, guys, if you want to do it. Anything. And please practice it. It is not a rocket science. It is easily you will get it. Only thing is that you have to understand the nature. That's it. Once you get it, you will be getting it. Now here, let's insert my extend. Now, if A I am giving, there is something called as extend. Now, extend will take an iterable as an input. What is iterable? Sequential data type. Now, what are the iterables we have seen it? String and list. Now, in this, I'm giving it same way. Okay, it by nature, it will take only one object again. Now, I'm giving the one object. So, I'm giving, what is the one object I'm giving over here? List is the object. Inside this, I'm giving it two values. Apple and orange. Remember this, guys. This will take only iterables, that is sequential data types. It will not take directly an integer. Remember that. Okay, there will be get a lot of error due to that. Now, this is a permanent change. Now, I want to print A. Before this, I want to print the A again so that we will see the difference. Okay, guys. Now, when I do this, what are you going to get it? Can you see this difference? Okay. Now, when I'm doing the same thing with an append, what is doing? It is adding as a nested list, because the nature of the append is to take only one value and that value will be added as a, that object will be added as an element. But this one, it will take it a iterable, and whatever the elements are there of the iterable, it will dump it as an element of the list. Remember that, element of the list. Now, let's do it something like this. A.extend, I'm going to give it as sky. What will be getting? Chip. Give us the output. Apple, orange. How many will accept with that? I said it very clearly. It will accept iterable, right? And it will take the element of the iterable and add as an element of the list. Okay. Here, what is the iterable over here? And what are the elements of the sky? The SKY will be added separately. S and K and Y. Remember that. అడగకుండానే చెప్తున్నాను అందుకే చెప్తున్నాను. Okay, SKY. Now if I wanted the sky should be as it is, now I don't want the sky should be scattered up, I want the sky should be as it is, then put it in the list. Is that right? Okay. Clear? Okay, guys. Now this is the nature of the append. Now both the cases, append and the extend, both the cases you must have seen one thing common. What is that? It is appending at the last. Both the cases, it is appending at the last. No, I don't want it at the last. I want it in the middle. There's a nature, right? I want it in the middle. Then how I'll do it? I will be having an other way to do it, that is called as insert. Here, insert. So insert will take the two parameters. First, it will take the value. Whichever you want to enter, it will take that value. Second, it will take the index. Now guys, again, I'm saying it, this one I want to show you so that you should not be confused. Now, if I am giving it a.extend, extend, I said that integer will not be taken it. What will happen? Error will come down. Remember that. Error will be there. Now you see the error. Please don't look at this part or this part. Try to read this part. You know, knowing the error is also very, very important. Not only writing the code. It is int object is not iterable. Iterable means what will be there? String or the list. Okay. Now, if I put it this one inside this square brackets. Error. Huh? What's the nature? Nature of the extend is it will take an iterable. I am passing on the iterable. Yes. What is the value inside the iterable? Least bothered. It is an iterable. Yes. The 1024 will be entered as it is. I'm not printing it. It entered. One zero. Got it, guys? Now I can enter the multiple values also. No problem. Here I can enter the multiple values also over here like this. No problem. You will be entering it. But make sure that without that square bracket, don't enter the comma. Without square bracket, don't enter the integers because that is not an iterable. Okay, clear, guys? Now this is again MCQs. Whatever I'm talking about is all the MCQs. First one. ఇంకా వస్తుందని చెప్పలేదు, అది చేయలేదు, ఇంకా నేను దానికి రాలే, వస్తుంది. అది ఇన్సర్ట్ ఫంక్షన్. Now let's do it with the insert function, guys. Now the insert function will insert the value at a desired location. Whatever the desired location is there it will be entering it. Now a dot, I have it like insert. First I want to enter what? Apple over here. Okay, apple. Where I want to enter the apple? I want to enter the apple at an index 2. Where is the index 2? PM. Right? this place, the apple will come down. What happened to PM then? It will be shifted. It will be shifted. Now you see this. Print A. Okay. Apple came down. Yeah. Apple came down in the middle. Okay. This will be taking the insert. Okay. Now suppose finding this index will be a problem, right? Every time knowing it, putting hard coded. Again, whenever you do the coding, try to avoid putting the hard coded values. Now this is an hard coded value. The index I'm giving it 2 is an hard coded value. You should never do that. Whenever you write a program, try to make it a generic. Okay. Now I don't want to put the index over here like this. I want to generate the index. I want to get the index of a particular value. Now, why I'm saying 2 means I want to put it at the PM, right? So I want to extract the index directly over here. I don't want to put it over there. So what I can do it is I have a function called as index. Now this function will give us the index value of a particular index of the particular value. Now, if I want to find out the index of like a dot index of like apple or maybe PM. Okay. Now, before this, I want to find out the index of PM. After insertion, I want to find out the index of PM over here. Okay. So before doing the insertion, what is the index of PM? 2. Now, after doing this, what is the index of PM? 3. We should get it like this. Print. Okay, I missed out the print. Now this will give out the value, guys. It will not change. So I have to use it directly over here. This one also give out the value. It is 2 and 3. Okay, guys. So where we are getting 2 from which this one is giving us the 2, right? This statement is giving us the 2, not the print. That this statement is giving us the 2. Now in the place of this 2, can I put this one? Yes, we can. Okay. This is giving us the 2. So I'm putting in the place of 2, I'm putting on this one. What it is doing, it is getting the index. Okay, it will give us the index. Now you see this. It's not a problem. It will be working. Perfect. Okay. Clear? Any questions, guys? Just I extended it. That's it. I'm clubbing up together. Now this is a generic one. This is a generic. Now you may say that, sir, here this is an hard coded. Right? I will use a variable over there. I will take the value from the user. I will put on the variable over there. Now, before this, okay, just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, let me comment this. Okay, then I will write this so that you people can understand what I'm doing over there. I replace this one 2 with this one. Okay, because this is generating the 2 for us. Okay. Now this I want to make it more generic, like, you know, this value I want to take it from the user. The PM I want to take from the user. How you will take the value from the user? Input, enter a value. Index, value index, I will say that. Value to get index. Okay, first I'm going to print this A. I'm going to print this one. Based on that, I'm going to get the index. I'll print it over here. Print A. First, I'm giving the person the value, and then I'm taking the which value I want to place it. Okay. Now this one I will say it as val. Any variable, guys. Now this val, I forget about this one. Now we are taking, I'm giving an option to the user to tell me which location you want to enter the new value. But I got the which location over here. What is the new value? I will take the new value from the user. Enter new value. Okay, guys, enter new value. Now this I will give it as nval. Okay. Now first one is to get the index of this one. Second one is to replace that particular place. I want to replace this new value. Then I will get the index. How to get the index? A dot index of which one? Huh? Val. Val is a one which is saying which one he wanted. Val, I will get it. And this I will store it in a variable end. Okay. Now I got the index in the end. Okay. Now then I want to insert a dot insert. Okay. End comma nval. Now everything looks like, non-generic, right? It looks like very much generic. There is no hard coded value at all anywhere. Now here I will print it A. Okay, let's see this. First, it is a list. Okay, at which location you want to enter it? Which location you want to enter? I will give it as A. This is the location I want to enter. I will put it as A. Okay. Which value you want to enter? Let's take it. Apple. I want to enter apple at the index location of A. Now what should happen? This should be moved side and apple should come down over here. Okay. That's my intention. Apple should come down at the A place. A should be moved to the next place. Okay. Now let's do this one. It is showing the down one over here. There is a print is there. That is what it is getting it. Just ignore it. Now I will run it again. Now I will give it as A. At the location, I want to give it India. At the location A, I got India. Now this one, I moved it forward. Okay. Now how I did it? First, I took the A value and I found out the index. You know that the index function will give us the index, right? Now this I grabbed up over here and that I put on the index over here. And then I use the nval. Nval is a new value. Then I printed it. Okay. Now in these two, this is an extra step because where you are getting the end is getting from here, guys. Okay. End is getting from here. You can directly put on this one over there. Instead of using an extra variable, you can put this value over here directly. Okay. You can write out that one also. Okay, we have seen the three different functions. What are the four different functions? What are those? Append, extend, insert, index. What is the append will do? Where? At the last. Okay. At the last. Now, if you give an integer, बालाजी कुछ बोल रहे थे, हंस रहे थे क्या? हाँ बोल दो फिर, क्या बोल रहे थे? नहीं, what you are saying, I'm asking that answer. Will that be an error if I give an integer? No. Append will not be giving an error. If you are giving a single value, it will not give an error. Append will never give an error if that single value is an integer. Whatever it may be, it will take the single value and it will put that value inside the list. Now, I showed you, I think so, didn't I? Now, if I want to enter the multiple values, extend. And what is the nature? What value? What it will take it? What type of argument the extend will take? Iterable. Iterable. Now, if you are giving a string, what will happen? If you give a string, what will happen? Yeah, it will take each and every character of the string and it will put it as an element of the list. What if I give an integer? Error. Remember that. Error. Okay. Now insert. What is the nature of the insert? Yes. You can insert a particular value at a specific location. But in order to get the location, what is the function? Index. Okay. That is the way. These are the ones I combine these things. Just go through this, guys. Don't get confused with this one. Usually the people will say that what is the use of the index? What is the use of the insert? But they will never club up those things. The clubbing is very, very important. Okay. Just write out this one. If possible, like I will upload the assignments in the classroom. Hope you all got the classroom, right? So, yeah, I will request them, guys. I will request them to please send the link. What link you want it? What link you want it from me? I am not supposed to send the link of that one because that you have to directly, no, they will be giving you a classroom ID and you will be accessing the things over there. I will request them. I will request them to do it. Ask Mia. I can teach the Python and data science. I can't provide you the links and all those things. That is not my this thing. Okay, let me check with Om Prakash on that. Okay, I will request with them.